Welcome to Music Vibes. In this podcast, we will talk about everything related to being an upcoming artist. My name is Santini. I'm an artist myself. You can find me at Santini Music on all social platforms. And this podcast is brought to you by Jungle Music. So let's get going. So, welcome to Music Vibes, Romel Véal, the one and only multi-talented producer, composer. Oh my God, I'm so happy that I have you on today because we're gonna talk about how to break into the LA music scene, so the Los Angeles music industry in the US, because that's where you live. So tell the listeners who you are and what you do.
Hey, my name is Romel Véal. I play a lot of instruments, study music in school, and I play many different styles of music. Traveled around the world, a lot of experience. Come from a musical family.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but as far as the Los Angeles aspect, I mean, it's a melting pot with musicians from artists, creative people from everywhere come here to try to break into Hollywood,
Mm-hmm.
become a star, But I think, as far as my experience, I think it's just having the energy and the drive to
Mm-hmm.
just to be excellent at what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Take take it serious because it's a lot of overall just people just want to be able to get into it real easily.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to do the work, but when you have the work ethic behind you and the business aspect at the same time, it's easy just to get your feet wet and easily just overall just a lot of opportunities. I would say my greatest opportunities I experienced
Uh-huh.
came from something that I didn't think would actually be that situation. It was the stuff that I really was practicing for auditions and everything. Yeah, I probably got the gig or
Uh-huh.
worked with the artist, but it wasn't really what I really wanted to fulfill.
Because you work with
With the situation.
a lot of great artists, right?
Yeah, I would say yeah,
For
a
you,
lot
it's
of people
normal.
that's
Yeah.
huh?
For you, it's like, oh yeah, I work with them. Estelle, with who again? John B. We know from R&B back in the day.
um, yeah, worked with John B for a while. Melanie Fiona, worked with Eddie Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hopefully some music that I recorded a year or
Hopefully,
so ago,
some.
being and coming to America. I did some work with Eddie Murphy before. I worked with Musiq Soulchild. I used to be an engineer for Macy Gray's label.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. My first opportunity as a recording engineer was actually with 1500. I moved to LA
Ah,
from
yep,
Chicago.
Chicago, right?
Yeah,
Shout.
yeah,
All the talent comes from because that we met in LA because she talked about like how everyone comes to LA to break into the scene. For me, it was also like for my music dream. I came there, stayed there, but also to pursue like in marketing, video marketing, to see how that industry and the tech industry like works, that combination. And nowadays you see that all more combined, like artists do a lot of independent stuff and then need to also know the tech and the marketing side of things. And it's taking a really
yeah.
huge, yeah, it's going very fast. But I'm just wondering, like, how you, because you play so many instruments, just can you just tell us, like, how many instruments you play? And yeah, just tell
No,
artists life
that's
is
kind
what.
of hard because
Mhm.
the spoons is literally an instrument. Like seriously,
Yeah.
because I never really I know growing up I just love like the strings on like Curtis Mayfield albums, just it's music that had like the strings where it just make the song sound so warm.
Mm,
But
that's it.
I didn't come from a rich family. I couldn't afford so to be able to have when I started deciding to start producing music. I wanted to be able to have that sound, but in order to have that sound, you can't get that from a keyboard.
Hmm.
So I actually just rather get the instrument versus paying 200 people $200 a piece to get that sound and just record it myself. So from that aspect, I play the trumpet, the trombone. I did a video with my son a couple of weeks ago, and I actually pulled out the alto saxophone for the first time since eighth grade. I played it like the summer,
Mm-hmm.
but after like, as far as being able to adapt to so many different instruments, it's just knowing the piano very well, because the piano is actually
Mm-hmm.
a string instrument and a percussion instrument.
Mm.
So, and you can play bass lines on it. You can play the rhythm. The piano is so well rounded from the range of from how high it is, how low it is.
I
Because you
really,
could really play the piano. Yeah. Oh, what you say?
yeah, because I really seen you like when I met you. It was a live jazz session at Beverly Hills. Was it Beverly Hills? What was it again?
Oh, okay. What
Sofitel.
the
Sofitel.
Sofitel?
Oh, Beverly Hills. And you are playing the bass. That is what catch my eye because if people are like great, if musicians are great bass players, I'm like, wow. And that is really is that your like go-to instrument or has that just grown to that? And we will talk about our release also soon because we work together, of course. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Groove on.
Move on. Gotta move on.
Cause I gotta move on. Cause I gotta move on. I gotta move on. My body can't get away. My mind doesn't wanna stay. I can try to behave.
We let the people hear
Yeah.
it, let the people have listened to it now, and they're like, "Hey, this is a nice song." Maybe probably by now they have seen the music video too. But like, why did you do the bass? Like, why is that like your go-to instrument for live performances, as I have seen?
Well, I would say, well, it's kind of like guitar as also as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like give and take, guitar or bass live. Been playing a lot of trumpet lately live too.
Mm-hmm.
But the bass, I would say, I do have the most experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the first instrument I picked up. The
Mm-hmm.
first instrument I picked up was drums, playing on pots and pans and toy drum set with real cymbals when I
Wow.
was young. But then I had like a guitar when I was like 5 years old, but it was broken up. I kind of just played at it. But my mom passed away when I was 8 years old. She was a bassist. She
Mm.
played the guitar as well and played keyboard.
Wow.
But she's a professional bassist. And so they gave me her bass when she passed away. So I started playing along with it. I would say it's my first instrument that I took serious and actually studied the skills,
The
the
love is in
the.
there, and the DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So because
And
with
my father plays guitar.
your
What'd you say?
father plays guitar, yeah, because your father's also a musician, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Chicago right now.
Wow.
Guitar player.
Guitar player. So with Groove On, because yeah, we met at Sofitel. You were playing with this nice band called Atlantis Band, and afterwards, I think I went back to Holland and then came back to LA, and that's when we started working. Decided like, okay, we got to work on this project because it's how it started with Groove On. I had a dream basically 2 years ago with the melody that came to me, and I have
Mm-hmm. La, 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 la.
it was like a song that it was like the dream was like I was in a studio and I was looking at Stevie Wonder and he was playing that on the piano and singing that, and I was
Oh.
in the dream actually jealous that it wasn't my song but that it was his song or something. So and I woke up and I have my phone next to me, so right away press record and then just hum it like the humming version. Maybe someday I will release it or I need to put it in this podcast. I don't know. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was really like sleepy and then humming it. And then 2 years later, 3 years later, we got to record this song in the Hollywood Hills, made a studio in the Airbnb and just off. But the thing for me was that because I knew you as a bassist, I didn't know, of course, I hadn't seen you play any other thing. but how you played in like the piano and the this and that, and how you composed this whole song, it's like it's a masterpiece. It's like a whole thing. So what did I just want to know, because we work together, but what inspired you to really go all out, because you went all out of this project and it's 2 years in the making, it has been before we released. So
Yeah,
what inspired you?
yeah. This um. Well, I know at that particular time, because as a professional musician, it's a you go through dry seasons,
Hmm.
and I was like in the middle of a dry season, and I remember you talking to me that spring or the early summer and said, "I'm coming to LA in December. Can we work? I would like to do a song." I was like, "Cool, yeah." But at that particular time,
Hmm.
I was going through some situations in my life, and my studio was in storage. And Santini, you called, and it was like, I'm here, let's work. I was like, well, somebody just stole my book bag that had about $15,000 worth of my portable studio. I don't have no studio. I have a studio in storage, but I don't even have nowhere to set up. I was like, wait, and you was at an Airbnb, the Groove On video.
Yes, Groove on
I
video.
was like, okay, I go to my storage and set up. And so the other corner of the video, that's where the studio was for this song. It had a, it was like, I was at a point in my life, I was actually thinking about not even being a musician anymore to a certain extent. I was thinking about just going to a whole new career, just,
Wow.
and
Really? I didn't know it was
the
that.
inspiration.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a lot of inspiration
And
behind it.
for
It
me,
was like,
I was
okay,
also at a down, you know it. I just experienced a heartbreak, breakup, a long relationship.
yeah,
For me, that this song was really to express my emotions, but also empower myself to move on. And whatever happens in life or unexpected thing happens to you, you still gotta dance through the pain.
yeah,
And
got,
so
gotta groove on.
we were the same, like a low point, and expressing all our creativity into this song. Because for me, because I have been releasing other songs, and people think this is like really my fifth single, but it's actually my first, because we recorded it first. But
Wow.
yeah, so they think like, huh? Oh, they see the whole progress because they see this now. I also see this as like, the banger, you know it. And but yeah, the whole process was very also spiritual, because I don't know, like LA has this
Yeah,
vibe when you record, and people who are in LA know this or have been there and are in music. It's like, and maybe also in acting, is the same thing. It's like you can tap into like a creative aura, or I don't know how to call it, which is
right.
very yes, that creates this like universal sound or something. I really,
Yeah.
with my other experience, because I recorded in the Netherlands, I recorded in Curacao, the Caribbean, I've recorded now in Ghana, in West Africa. So it's
Wow. Worldwide.
yes, I'm like
Worldwide. Worldwide.
global. But LA was just such another, I don't know, it's such another vibe for me. I can't explain it. So what do you think that is? I mean, you also moved to LA to be in that vibe basically. Yeah, what is that?
Well, it's just, it's like showing up at work. Like a lot of people come here to work, so it's an atmosphere for it. So you can go anywhere. You can go in Guitar Center, you could run into Stevie Wonder in Guitar Center, literally. Like, I remember, I was just at a rehearsal a couple of days ago, and this popular guitar amp. It was a guitar shop just with the door open, saying, and it was actually, I was like, oh wow, this is the actual owner of the company. When I was living in Chicago, I would like be trying to email, try to call the guy, and I'm actually on the block where he makes the guitars and amps. I was like, wow, this is yeah. So just being in this atmosphere, if you come here to do that, it's great opportunities.
Would you also recommend
You
like
know,
artists from West Africa, for example, because at the moment that we're recording, I'm here now, or from Europe, to really come taste, the LA vibe? Do you think it will change them in the way they approach music? And 'cause it changed me.
yeah, I'm
Oh,
pretty sure it's just like even if I was to leave, anytime you leave out of your habitat, out of your comfort zone or where you accustomed to, you're always going to learn something.
Yeah.
So it's like that's why I really want to come. I want to go out there to Africa. I want to go there and really tap in and really. I love to be in different cultures,
Mhm.
like the aspect of music because it opens my ears, you know.
Mhm.
But you know, it's, it's Los Angeles, it's Hollywood. You know,
It's
you
a whole,
can actually. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, it's a whole vibe. I should say it's a whole vibe. I
Yeah,
cannot. It's
but
hard.
during this coronavirus, oh, it's been a no vibe.
No vibe.
So
Yeah, that's
a
what.
no vibe.
Yeah, I was done at the
Uh,
right spot because New Year's I spent here in Ghana and it was lit. Like now we do have some restrictions, but oh my God, it was still, yeah, it was still a good atmosphere, but not the same also as the year before because in 2019 they had the year of return, so a lot of Americans came to Ghana to go back to the roots, African Americans. So it was really nice to that campaign happened, and now they have like a Beyond the Return thing, so they're still encouraging people. Like I'm from the Caribbean originally, actually, Suriname. So to come back to Ghana, I always
wow.
heard like Ghana is my heritage, and so for me,
How many languages do you speak? You speak like
well, three I speak.
like I
Three like Surinamese, Dutch, and English. But I also on Curacao I learned the Papiamento language, which is a combination of Portuguese, Spanish, and also well, it's a whole thing. And then
what's the name of that one again? You said Pampa what
Papiamento.
Pampa I can't even know. I
Papiamento.
can't even say the name of the language and you speak the language. Wow,
So I
that's
do know
serious.
some word. I do understand when they speak now, and Spanish also a little bit because Papiamento and Spanish are very similar. And I always had an interest in Spanish, but I just practiced that a little bit on Babbel, that app, that language app. But
Okay.
and yeah, French I can understand. When I watch a French movie, I can understand most of it because we had French in school. It was mandatory in the Netherlands. So so
Okay.
so five I or six, let me say, but three really fluently, and the other three is bits and pieces. And oh yeah, now I'm in Ghana, so I'm learning tree, I should say. It's not twee, but
Wow.
tree. Oh my God, I'm maybe
Sweet,
saying it wrong.
sweet,
Yeah, it's like a
sweet.
whole thing. Yes. So it's
Oh
but
wow.
even here they speak so many different languages, so that's why English is also like mainly spoken because not everyone speaks tree. You also have Gang, and you also have many other languages that people speak.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a whole journey, and to see be here in Africa to see how many cultural diversity is here. But also, I was in December. I was at an amazing jazz event. Like I was Afrobeat event. You have everything, but also an amazing jazz and hip hop event. And like the it was like
Wow.
I was in LA. It was LA. I was like, wow, I didn't know I would find LA in Accra. The capital city of Ghana. Like that,
Wow.
the level is like top. Yeah, what you do, like
Oh wow.
top musician,
Nice.
guitar
I
players,
can't wait to come and visit. I have to come
and I have connected
soon.
with them, and they have a whole music collective. So oh my God, I gotta forget. Actually, give a shout out to the music collective. I just forgot the name. It's late. It's late. We're working a lot, but
Yeah.
they're really doing a great job, and we're actually also planning on going on tour, doing that, globally. But yeah, COVID, so
Yeah. Oh yeah.
we're
Absolutely.
a bit, yeah, a bit less. Taki is the owner of it, Takio. Yeah, so it's a real nice setting here. So I wasn't expecting that. Like really the vibe that we had at Sofitel with with the Atlantis the band jazz vibe. That's really the vibe that I've experienced here as well. So we know
Wow.
how connected we are, and that jazz is really, it originates
Yeah.
here. It originates because it was so pure, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Rapping, people singing R&B, people really dope, really dope, and then mixing it with Afro beats. Wow, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's also my goal. So yeah, so groove on. But what is next for you? Because I want to ask you one more thing about yourself, and then we go to the end of the episode. So because the thing I discovered about you is that you're not only a musician, amazing musician, but you're also an artist yourself, a
Oh yeah.
singer, and you are like I call you the modern Lenny Kravitz because you have something of him, but also way different. What
Yeah,
is
no,
happening with that?
what'd you say? Say that
What
again.
is happening with that? Your own project.
Oh yeah, I'm preparing her for it now. It's like during this whole quarantine time, I spent a lot of time just learning and studying music at a different level, and just actually one thing lately during this quarantine,
Hmm.
um, I learned a lot about video editing,
Hmm.
like extremely a whole lot during this time, because you know that's a lot of things that people been needing more because there's no live entertainment, so a lot of live streams, a lot of me recording or sending files to people of me playing and they doing videos or going live and pre-recorded and all this. So it actually enhanced my understanding. So I've been doing a lot of studying, a whole lot of studying since the beginning of this pandemic.
You
And
become even more multi-talented. From so
yeah,
many
so
plans
far,
to
would
singing and
go,
video. Hmm.
what'd you say?
So from all these instruments, playing all these instruments to also singing, performing live with artists, producing, and video creation, video editing, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole package. So how can people like reach you? I asked you to do that at the end, but how could people reach you on Instagram?
Um, I would say Instagram maybe it probably is the best way to get in contact with me. I have a Facebook also. I just need to be more active. Once I get in the zone, I'm in the studio working. It's like the world stops. And if I'm in a session and the session is going good to 3 in the morning or to the next day or until I go to sleep, then I wake up and be like, oh my God, somebody text me 28 hours ago that was
I
important.
experienced that with you.
Yeah, so oh, I'm sorry. That's what happens.
Oh,
If I'm like in the zone, if I'm practicing or something, I'm actually like if I pick up the trumpet and I'm started playing and I'm started doing some things that I never done before, it's just like incredible. It's like it's
creating.
the greatest feeling, and I
Yeah,
get distracted from it. So
nice. So I'm gonna do like a real quick three questions, which you can
okay,
answer very shortly, and you just
okay.
fill in the blank. So it's like, okay, start with the first one. You decided to become an artist because you.
Mm, I always just feel it. It's like you said. Wait, the question is, I decided to become
Yeah.
an artist because I want to share with the world my understanding of music,
Wow.
my interpretation of everything I learned
Mhm.
from all the aspects. And
Okay.
it's like, I think that's about it. That's the only way for me to express that.
Mm. And
Yeah.
other people, how would they describe you? How would they?
How other people describe me?
Yes.
I don't know. What the hell? Yeah, that's a hard question. How do other people describe me? Mm, I heard people call me Swiss Army knife. um,
Pulling
um,
out the different skills. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Just
Swiss
I
Army knife.
try my best. Or what you
Let's just keep it as Swiss Army knife.
say?
Very creative way to describe you.
I have
What,
no. I mean,
what would you advise other artists? Like
what do I
upcoming,
advise other artists,
yes, upcoming artists in particular.
upcoming artists,
Yes.
to just do what you feel?
Mm.
Because for instance, if you were to major in music and go to college and major, yeah, it's rules you have to learn. It's just like a baby you have to crawl. But actually, when you get to the end of the course in music,
Hmm.
it basically tells you that everything that you was taught was not a lie, but it was just a foundation.
Mm.
You can break all the rules. So just at the end of the day, long as you feel what it is you're trying to put out,
Mm.
you know.
Yes, feeling good. So, what is your Instagram handle so that people can stalk you?
Um, Romel Veal. That's ROMELVEAL.
Yeah,
Yep, that's
great.
me. That's my first and last name right there. That's me.
Yeah, so go stalk him. You have my permission, and keep streaming Groove On. It's on all platforms. It's our creation, and the music video as well on YouTube. So go check it out and Groove On, especially in these times. Like that's why I think it took a while for the song to be released because it needed to be released at the right time, and never would I have thought like 2 years ago or was like yeah December 2018 that we would release it 2 years later in a pandemic. Who would have
Yeah,
never think of that? And especially now in these times, people need to, they go through sadness, through loss, through a lot of financial losses.
yeah, it's a lot of yeah,
Like have to groove on. It's not only about heartbreak anymore. It's about like the whole thing. Like groove on. So I really hope people can see it as or take it as an anthem to uplift themselves when they're in lockdown or sitting in curfew or so many things all over the world happening. So
yeah.
yes, so thank you so much for this talk.
All right, Santini.
Yes.
Talk to you soon.
I gotta move on, baby. Bounce it up, let it go from side to side. Get that back, do it right, do it right. Gotta bounce it up from side to side. Do it right, get your groove on, 'cause I gotta move on. Get your groove on, 'cause I gotta move on. Get your groove on, gotta get that vibe back. Get your
Thank you for listening to Jungle Music Vibes, the podcast for upcoming artists. Next episode, we will have another artist or expert talking about, helping you out with your journey so that you can excel and, get the upper hand. If you want to be a guest, send an email to music@jungo.app, which is jungo.app, or go on our Instagram, jungo_app. And of course, you can also follow me at Santini Music on all social platforms. SENTINI Music, Santini Music. See you next episode.